What if everything you thought you knew about Earth's geology was wrong? Think about that for a moment. Imagine standing in the middle of a desert and realizing the ground beneath your feet forms a colossal ring so perfect, so enormous, it can only be seen from space. Imagine walking across a landscape where thousands of circles appear as if printed into the earth, repeating in patterns too precise for chance, yet science still can't agree on how they formed. Across our planet are structures that look engineered, balanced stones that defy gravity, geometric patterns no textbook ever predicted, and landscapes shaped by forces we don't fully understand. These aren't myths. They're real, measured, photographed, studied, and still not fully explained. In this video, we travel to the frontiers of geology, to the anomalies that shouldn't exist but do, to the places where the Earth behaves like something alive, intelligent, unpredictable. This is a journey into the planet's most mind-bending geological mysteries, a world of impossible shapes, perfect circles, and colossal formations that continue to defy scientific explanation. And we begin with a structure so vast, so symmetrical, that for decades scientists believed it could only have come from the sky. Hidden deep in the western Sahara lies one of the most striking geological features on the planet. A massive formation so large it was only truly recognized after astronauts first orbited Earth. This is the Richat structure, more famously known as the Eye of the Sahara. A perfect series of concentric rings 40 kilometers across, carved into the barren desert. Its shape is so precise it looks engineered, almost like a blueprint drawn into the landscape. A bullseye etched directly into Earth's crust. For years, scientists believed it had to be the scar of a colossal impact, a meteorite strike so powerful it reshaped everything around it. But when researchers examined the site, the evidence didn't match the theory. No impact glass, no melted rock, no shocked minerals, nothing that points to a collision from above, so attention shifted to volcanic activity. Maybe the eye was once a massive dome of magma that collapsed over time, but that explanation didn't hold either. There's no volcanic core, no lava flows, no remnants of an eruption big enough to create a ring this wide. That leaves erosion, slowly sculpting the landscape across hundreds of millions of years. And while erosion can create unusual shapes, it rarely produces a structure this perfectly circular. Layer after layer aligned almost too neatly, like ripples frozen in stone. Even today, high-resolution satellites continue to reveal strange signals around the eye. Unusual uplift patterns, magnetic signatures that don't quite fit the surrounding geology. Clues that suggest something deeper is happening beneath the surface. The truth is, we still don't fully understand how this symmetrical giant formed. A structure this perfect challenges every easy explanation, and the more geologists study it, the more questions it raises. And the deeper we look into Africa, the stranger the geological story becomes. Travel southwest across the African continent, down into the deserts of Namibia, and you discover another geological puzzle entirely. Here, scattered across hundreds of miles of red sand, lie thousands of nearly perfect circles. Bare patches of ground arranged so precisely they look printed into the landscape. These are the famous fairy circles, and for decades they've challenged every explanation scientists have put forward. One widely discussed theory argues that the pattern forms naturally, through plant self-organization. In this view, each clump of grass competes for scarce water, pushing other clumps away until the land organizes into circles on its own. The competing theory points underground. Sand termites. Small colonies subtly clearing vegetation around their nests, shaping the circles from below. Both ideas seem reasonable. Both explain some of the patterns, but neither explains all of them. Satellite observations show something stranger. The circles grow, shrink, shift position, almost rhythmically, as if responding to a cycle we don't yet understand. Rainfall patterns align at times, but never perfectly. Termite activity appears in certain rings, but is completely absent in others. And new studies reveal inconsistencies that neither model can fully reconcile. Some researchers now look at soil moisture dynamics, hidden hydraulic processes moving beneath the surface. Others point to ecological feedback loops, systems that behave in surprising ways when pushed by extreme drought. Whatever the cause, the precision of these circles keeps raising the same question. Something deeper is shaping this landscape, something we have not fully mapped, or perhaps even recognized. And here, the mystery only grows. Now we move to anomalies that seem to defy gravity itself. Across the coast of New Zealand lie the Moeraki Boulders, enormous spherical stones scattered across the shoreline. They're so perfectly rounded that at first glance they look artificial, like someone carved them and placed them carefully along the beach. Geologists explain them through a process called concretion, where minerals slowly accumulate and harden over millions of years. But even with that explanation, the uniform symmetry of these stones remains unusual, even by geological standards. Thousands of miles away, in Australia's Northern Territory, another mystery rises from the desert floor: the Devil's Marbles, massive rounded boulders perched on top of one another, balanced in ways that make little intuitive sense. Some rest on points barely wider than a human fist. A breeze shouldn't move them, yet they've survived centuries of storms, floods, and seismic activity. Yes, erosion can round rock, and time can shape stone into extraordinary forms. But the scale, the symmetry, and the balance found in these formations stretch those explanations to their limits. Some researchers point to abrupt geological events in the distant past, sudden shifts or collapses that left these boulders arranged as we see them today. Others believe the forces at work are slower, far more complex, and not yet fully understood. Whether shaped by catastrophe or by processes we haven't yet mapped, these formations raise the same question we've seen before. Are we looking at the predictable work of erosion, or signs of geological behavior we still don't fully grasp? When we look at these anomalies together, a pattern begins to emerge. The Eye of the Sahara, the fairy circles, the Moeraki Boulders, the Devil's Marbles. Different continents, different climates, different histories. Yet each of them reveals something similar. There are forces shaping Earth that we do not fully understand. Today, new imaging technologies are allowing scientists to look deeper beneath the surface than ever before. Seismic tomography reveals structures hidden miles underground. AI-assisted models identify relationships and patterns invisible to the human eye. Researchers from geology, physics, biology, and climatology are beginning to collaborate in ways that weren't possible decades ago. With every new discovery, the boundary of what we understand shifts slightly, and at the same time, deeper mysteries take shape. Anomalies that don't fit old theories, processes that contradict our assumptions, landscapes behaving like systems, living, evolving, reacting. The Earth is not static, it's dynamic, active, and far more complex than we once believed. And as our tools improve, we may finally begin to see the hidden mechanisms that shaped these formations and continue to shape the world beneath our feet. So what other secrets lie beneath the soil and stone? What patterns are waiting to be discovered? And how many of our long-held assumptions about Earth will be rewritten in the years ahead? If you enjoyed exploring these anomalies, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. There is so much more about our planet that's still waiting to be revealed.